Okay, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is. Does anybody really care what time it is? Do they even know what time it is? All right, we are in chapter section 10-3, geometric sequences and series. It's got a lot of similarities to the previous chapter section that we just completed, arithmetic sequences and series. And so if you mastered that, then this part should be a breeze. Although, because there's a lot of similarities, but there are also some major differences. And so this video is going to correspond to example 1, which is found on page 674. However, the guided practice in example 1 there, I believe, is a mistake in the textbook, because it would cause you to have to use a formula that is not introduced until later in the chapter. And so the two examples that I'm going to work for you on finding the nth term are actually coming out of the homework found on page 678. And I believe this first one is number, let me double check. Yeah, 21. Now, to find the nth term in a geometric sequence, we are given a formula. And the formula that we are given is right up here at the top. So we got n equals a1 r n minus 1. Let's go over what those numbers mean. An, that is the number of the sequence that we're trying to determine in this case. Sometimes it's going to be the last number in the sequence, but right now we're just trying to find an. A1 is the first number in the geometric sequence. R is the common ratio. This is where we begin to see a difference from our arithmetic sequences. So we've got a common ratio. Rather, in arithmetic sequences, we're adding and subtracting. In geometric sequence, we are multiplying and dividing, and we are using exponents. And there's where our n minus 1 comes. Our common ratio is raised to the power of n minus 1. Now, here we're given a little information. We're told that a1 is equal to -4, that the common ratio is equal to -2, and n is 8. So we're trying to find the 8th number in the sequence. So let's begin. So I've got a to the 8th equals, not to the 8th, but a8 equals, a1 is going to be -4. I'm just going to substitute. I'm going to put it in parentheses so I don't confuse myself. I'm easily confused. R is equal to -2, and then we got n minus 1, 8 minus 1. Let's rewrite again. A8, the number we're trying to find in this geometric sequence, is equal to -4 times -2 raised to the 7th, the power of 7. Sloppy 7. Okay, let's see. What is, all right, -2 raised to the power, got -2 caret 7. So we got -2 to the 7th power is -128. So a to the 8th is equal to -4, a1, times our common ratio of -2 raised to the power of 7 is -128. And now, just to find a8, we're just going to simply multiply -4 times -128. I'm expecting a positive number, and that is 512. So in a geometric sequence where the first number is -4 and the common ratio is -2, the 8th number in that sequence will be 512. Okay, so one of the things we'll encounter, we're going to end up dealing with a lot of fractions, both homework, test. Those of you that are industrious enough to pull down documents out of your content library, such as the study guide, the skills practice, the practice, usually there's another document there to try to help you along the way. if we're going to be good in math, we got to be persistent. We got to practice. We must have patience, and we need perseverance. Now, so again, AN is the number in the sequence that we're trying to find. A little bit later on, AN will more than likely represent the last number of a sequence, but not necessarily right now. A1 is the first number in the geometric sequence. R is the common ratio. N minus 1 is what we're raising the power that we're raising the common ratio to. We're multiplying, dividing. We're raising the common ratio to a certain power. In a little bit, we're going to end up taking some roots too, some really odd roots. But let's do this one. We're just trying to find the nth power, nth term, excuse me. So n is 7, so I'm trying to find the 7th number in this geometric sequence that has a first number of 2400, and it has a common ratio of 1/4. And we're going to be raising that to the 6th power. We're going to start here at 7 minus 1, which we know is going to be 6. So the 7th number of this sequence is going to be 2400 times 1/4 raised to the 6th power. All right, a little tip for you here on your calculator. When you're doing things like with fractions and you're raising it, let me encourage you to use parentheses so that your calculator reads everything correctly. So I'm going to hit parentheses, 1/4, close my parentheses, caret, I'm going to raise it to the 6th power. I'm going to hit enter. Oh man, what a number. I've got 1/4096. Okay, so A to the 7th power is equal to 2400 times 1/4096. So I'm going to multiply 2400 times 1/4096, or I'm in essence also going to divide 2400 by 4096. Be the same thing. And a 7 in this series is going to equal, let me look at that again, weird number, 75/128. Going to be working with a lot of fractions in this geometric sequence and series chapter section. Can't avoid it. You got to get good at it. I know you will if you try. If you don't try, it's going to be tough.